Hello and welcome to experiment 7 video, and in this video I will show you how to do the Excel spreadsheet for experiment 7. Okay, so first thing, you need to type in what you see on the screen here, including your own experimental data. So for this data, it's mine. It's just some sample data that I used to demonstrate for you, but please use your own data. Also, one more thing, type in your name and your own class. Okay, so this is somebody else's name and somebody else's class, but just type in your name and your class. And so you may want to pause the video here to actually ensure that you have your Excel spreadsheet as shown on the screen. Okay, so welcome back, and I'm sure you have typed in what you see on the screen here, and so we are ready to do some formatting first before we actually process the data. Okay, so what happens is this. First thing, okay, we want to have this heading to be bold, and we increase the font size. So we just click these two buttons have you seen here, and okay, maybe we also let's explore a few more things. For example, let's change the color of your name and your class. We don't want red. Maybe let's use blue. Okay, yeah, and then maybe yeah, there we go. And you see the table here. Okay, it's not really clear that it's a table. So what we want is to select the whole table by clicking and dragging, and then we want to show lines. Okay, so you click on this button here. Okay, click this thing here, and you'll see various options for the borders of a table. And what we really want is all borders so that the boxes have lines appearing. Okay, so this is what we have. And you also may want to make the surrounding border of the table thicker. So you can select this thick box border. Okay, there we go. So now you can see here the table, it's very nice. Okay, so having formatted our table, we are now ready to do the Excel formula for this spreadsheet. Okay, so remember that you have learned in this class that it's actually the difference in height that really matters. So we want to have a difference in height. Okay, so now what we need to do is just take the height of the red of 1 minus the height of the 2 for red. Okay, and you please enter, and okay, and then you just do the same thing. Bring your cursor down to the bottom right corner and drag. Okay, so now now we see that some values are negative. So but we actually what really matters here is not the whether it's positive or negative, but the values, the absolute value. So there's one way to solve this problem, and we need to adjust the formula a little bit. So just double click on the cell. Okay, and you'll see that you are able to edit it. And then the formula that removes the minus sign when it's negative is called ABS. So we type in, bring your cursor after the equal sign, type in ABS, open bracket, and go all the way to the end and close bracket. Press enter. Okay, and you see that the minus sign has disappeared. And now you are ready to drag this formula to other cells by, again, doing the bottom right hand corner thing. Okay, so just drag, and all the values are now positive. Okay, so now in this Excel spreadsheet, you have learned a new formula, ABS. So let's use it for the yellow column. So ABS, equal sign, ABS, open bracket, okay, the height of 1 minus the height of the yellow 2. Okay, so that's done. Close bracket, and then bring it to the bottom left hand corner and drag. Okay, right. Okay, so we are done with the data, and the next thing we have to do with the data is to plot a graph. Okay, plot a straight line graph. Now for Excel, the straight line graph, the values on the x-axis are on the left, and the values for the for the y-axis are on the right. So if you select these two columns, okay, Excel will take the first column to be the x-axis and the second column to be the y-axis. Okay, so firstly you select the two columns where you want to plot the data. Okay, and then you go to insert, Okay, and we look for charts. Okay, now there are several options here. What we want in this case is for this type of chart. As you bring your mouse over here, it says insert scatter or bubble chart. Okay, there are many types of scatter or bubble chart. So what you need to do is to click the little arrow beside the icon. Okay, and when you click the little arrow beside the icon, you can see that there are many options for you. Some of them give you lines, some just give you dots. We want the first one, which just gives you the dots. Okay. Okay, so now you see a chart has been generated. Okay, now I just need you to drag it to the left. Okay, and what we have to do is now to adjust the title, and you see that the axis labels are also missing. Okay, what we have to go, we can change this by going to quick layout. Okay, and you can see that there are several ways of doing this. Okay, so I think you just choose the first one, says layout 1, and then you find that once you choose the layout 1, you'll find that there are templates for you to type in the title. Okay, so now you have all these templates, and what you need to do is to just double click on each of the template and you can edit them. So you may want to pause this video to edit them just by double clicking. So for example, do this, double click, and then you find that the cursor will be there. Okay, so you may want to pause the video. Alright, so you may have already double clicked and you have edited something. So this is what I have done. Okay, I've called the title experiment 7. I call it vertical axis HB and horizontal axis HA. So if you have some similar titles like this, is fine. If not, you can just go back and edit it to be the same as mine. Okay, so now the next thing we have to do is to have a straight line across the points. And what we want to do is, we want to find a straight line so that we can get a gradient of the graph. Okay, so to do so, select one of the points and with your cursor and right click. Okay, and once you right click, you'll see this menu pop out, and what we want here is to select add trend line. Okay, click on add trend line and you'll see many options, and just make sure that the linear option is selected. And since we want the gradient of graph, we need it to tell us the equation. So we need to select display equation on the chart. Okay, and then you see that everything appears very nicely now. Okay, and okay, so the gradient of the chart, okay, here is, okay, because you know y equals mx plus c, right? Okay, let's close this first. Y equals mx plus c, so the gradient of chart is m, it happens to be 0.6382. Okay, so now we are ready to type in the gradient of the graph, 6382. Okay, so you may have been told that the density of A, and A is the red color liquid, and it's actually water. It's just made red color so that you can see clearly. And let's type in the units, kilogram per meter cube. Okay, and the density of B, okay, let's type in a kilogram per meter cube. And you know Excel is smart to help you complete it. So the density of B is the density of A, okay, divided by the gradient of the graph. Okay, so as you can see, it's the usual Excel formula now, and so it's same thing, start with equal sign, select the cell, divide by the other cell. Okay, press enter, and you will see the density of B being given out here. Okay, so last thing we have to do is just to reduce the number of decimal places, which I have already shown you how to do. Okay, and there we go. So that is the density of B, 1567 kilogram per meter cube. Of course, with your own experimental data, this will be different. So don't worry about it. Use your own experimental data, and we will be happy to see what you have done. Okay, so this is the end of the video.